Hi guys, so welcome to my very first Manifesting Monday. On Mondays, I'm going to be posting videos on the law of attraction, the law of, what's the new one that I just recently came across? The law of assumption, manifesting, whatever you would like to call it, affirmations. So everything in that little bubble I'm going to be posting about on Monday. So we're going to be doing Manifesting Mondays. Now, so today's subject is going to be on why is the law of attraction not working for me? Or why are my affirmations not working? Why is your stuff not working? So the reason why your things are not working is because although affirmations, visualizing, meditating, doing all those things are really awesome tools to get your manifestations to come into fruition, if you don't have faith in your affirmations or in your manifestation, then it's not gonna happen. You can affirm all day, every day. You can meditate for 10 hours a day, and you can visualize day and night. But if when you're done doing all that stuff, your thoughts and your actions are not in line with your affirmations, then you're basically just wasting your time. And I have been recently listening to The Science of Getting Rich, and what's the author's name? I'm gonna look it up really quick. Of Getting Rich. Okay. Wallace D. Wattles. Okay, Wallace D. Wattles. I'm not sure I'm saying his name right, but the book is The Science of Getting Rich. And he basically talks about that if you go to church on Sundays and you pray, and then when you leave church, your thoughts or your faith is not, in line with your prayer, then you're wasting your time. Or he even says in the book, like, you can go in your closet and plead as much as you want, but when you leave that closet, if you're just not acting in a way that aligns with your faith, then it's not going to work. When you lack faith in source energy, God, the universe, yourself, then you're screwing yourself out of what's given to you because it's your birthright. And that I learned in Joel Osteen's book, I Can and I Will. I'm not Christian, but I really do love Joel Osteen. I think he's awesome, and that book is, I recommend I Can and I Will by Joel Osteen. But in his book, he talks about that's the price that you pay for forgetting what's been given to you. So, yeah. Okay. So there's a quote by Gabby Bernstein, and I hear this a lot with different authors. Or spiritual teachers, and the quote is, those who are certain of the outcome can afford to wait and wait without anxiety. So, that says enough, that explains it all. So you shouldn't have to look for signs, and looking for signs is different than asking for signs. I think that asking, God, universe, source energy for a sign is a really good way of you to start working on strengthening your belief of the law of attraction. Or it's a good way to become connected to, source. Just to get a little bit of confirmation, from the universe, like, yeah, I'm here. Like, that type of stuff is different. I have a couple stories myself of me asking, the universe to put signs just as a, hey, like, we're here together type of a thing. But I don't think that is the same thing as demanding the universe for something and then nervously, checking, around corners and, and looking for signs to see if the universe really has your back. So those two things are very different. But when you have fear that something's not gonna work out in your favor, fear is the opposite of faith, and it is putting faith into the things that you don't want. Understood? So, yeah. So this would be why your affirmations aren't working, or the law of attraction isn't working, or why your prayers aren't being answered. It's because of everything that I just said right now, and I'm thinking it's probably a good idea to help you guys fix it. So let me gather my thoughts for a second so I can get back to you guys on this. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and intend that you guys understand what it is that I'm trying to say here, because I know that I'm sounding a little bit all over the place. Okay, so a good way of fixing this little problem of not having your thoughts be aligned with your affirmations or whatever is sit down and remind yourself of all the times that your prayers have been answered, or sit down and write down all the times that your manifestations or your goals did happen. So remind yourself of your victories and put your focus in things that have worked in your favor. Use miracles in your life, goals, because we all have a little story in our life where something just miraculously worked out in our favor. So use that as a confirmation that anything is possible. So I'm sure you probably already know what the law of detachment is, and if you don't, here's my quick little explanation on what it is. The law of detachment is that you need to let it go in order to let it come back. If you are holding on to something, a desire really, really, really tightly and not letting it go, it can't come back to you. Think of it as, I think as women, we know this. We don't tend to like men that really, 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 really like us. Think of your manifestation like that. If you are desperate for your manifestation, you are going to stay desperate for your manifestation. Think of somebody that desperately wants you. That is not usually something that you want, right? I mean, desperate energy will repel what it is. All right, so I don't know if that's the best example, but we all know a person out there that's desperate for something. We all know a person out there that's desperate to be in a relationship, or that's desperate to have a certain person. And that applies to literally everything. If you are desperate to have anything, you're going to stay desperate. Like, desperation is a certain energy within itself, and being anxious to not have something and wondering why it's not around, you're gonna stay in that space. Again, I'm gonna intend that what I just said makes sense to you guys, because I know that it's not like super clear cut, this video, but I'm gonna intend that you understand what it is that I'm saying. Okay, so now I'm gonna reference this little cheesy quote, and it is, I'm a chillus. Oh my God, I can't get it. Roxy Talks is an awesome manifestation coach, and she made this up, and she says she's a Chillosaurus Rex. Chillosaurus Rex, is that how you say it? Chillosaurus Rex. Rex. Oh my God, it didn't even come up on Google. I will insert a picture. She's a Chillosaurus Rex. It's just like a little tiny dinosaur that's supposed to remind yourself, just be chill. And things work out better when you're chill. When you're just freaking the F out, it's not gonna work for you. And if it does work for you, it'll probably be all chaotic and not in a way that you want it to. I try to remind myself that I'm a Chillosaurus Rex, because sometimes I'm more of like a, I don't know, because sometimes I'm more of like a Jurassic Park dinosaur. I don't know dinosaur names. I'm not that person. Anyways, work on not being desperate. Remind yourself of your past, victories, and chill out. Just relax and have faith in yourself, and be aware that when you're not having faith in your desires, manifestations, whatever you want to call it, you're screwing yourself over. So be a little bit more disciplined and stop being so lazy. That doesn't sound nice. Let me reword that. Try not to be mentally lazy, and catch yourself when you're spiraling out of the direction that you want to go in. I think that was sweet. Yeah, there's no other way of putting it. Have faith. Don't be desperate. If you're watching this video, and you don't know why your stuff isn't working, it's just because you're not 100,000% committed to what you're intending to do. You're being inconsistent with your thoughts and your actions. That's it. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna wrap up the video because I don't want to keep talking in circles.